Join us for Tea Time. What if I told you that by asking and answering the right questions with another person and then staring into their eyes for several minutes, you would both suddenly find yourselves falling in love?
Hey, this thing is working, by the way. I'm feeling in love. I'm feeling very in love.
Psychologist Arthur Aaron created 36 questions and a 4-minute stare sequence that is a wonderful way to get to know someone quickly and that helps couples become intimate really fast.
You're making me the color of my top now. I'm blushing. Lord.
It's a fun game to play that brings out some deep topics that people normally don't discuss, even married couples. We wanted to put this to the test, so join us for Tea Time.
My name is Martin. My mom called me Mwangi. My dad called me Githinji. I called myself Daddie Marto.
My name is Christine Lwanga, but I also go by Koku Lwanga. It depends on which one is easier.
Christine and I have been married since 2018, but we have been together since 2016.
I met Marto via a mutual friend, Maureen. We were working together at an international company. So one day Maureen asked me to escort her to Alliance, arudishe rafiki yake, to return something to her friend.
So Christine and I first met at the Alliance Française. I was directing a play. A friend was bringing back something to me, and then when she came, I realized I just saw two girls somewhere behind there.
Then there's this guy who came out. You see, Alliance, there's this entrance. So I saw this guy coming out and saying hi to Maureen.
And then I was like, ni wale kula wasichana wa Maringo wale wanakujanga huku kusoma French. Hata sikushughulika nayo. Then kidogo kidogo akaniambia, come say hi to my friends. I was like, oh, ama demo wili wewe ndio umekam now? Sema all right. So this lady I saw, the first thing I saw, was her big, beautiful set of eyes. Yes, macho tu ilikuwa tu.
And then gazing at me, widening his eyes, gazing back, he's whispering something to Maureen. I was like, what's going on here?
Macho kwa macho, tunakutana kimacho. We are macho people. Okay, bad joke. So, first saw her eyes, I was like, oh, okay, not bad. I turned around and whispered, because her friend was behind me, because she said, come say hi to my friends. Nikatembea mbele yake ndio niende haraka haraka nisalimiane. So I turned behind her, I asked her 3 questions. 1, is she single? 2, how old is she? And 3, is she smart? She said, yes, she's single. Told me height, she's younger than you by a couple of years. And then question number 3, well, she's an engineer. I was like, bas, inatosha, niko sawa.
Then later on is when Maureen told me, my friend likes you, kametisha namba nimpatie. And then I didn't pay much attention to him. I wasn't looking for a relationship.
And then, this is a story that she likes to twist.
Later on, tukipanda matatu, somebody texted me, hi, I'm that guy who was asking for your number from Maureen. I guess that's how we met.
2 days later, I was driving my cousin, my niece, I was taking her home, up around TRM. As I am turning towards TRM, kuingia huko TRM drive, I see somebody running right across barabara without a care in the world. Then I saw, let's say I saw the big beautiful eyes again. That's not what I saw. I saw the big beautiful eyes again crossing in front of the car. I was like, wait, those eyes look familiar. So I was like, oh, Christine. And she was like, oh, hi, Marto. I was like, wait, we met 2 days ago. We only said hi, and she remembered me. That was when I asked for her number, and that was when I texted her.
I wasn't attracted to Martin. He wasn't my type at all. Completely. I wasn't looking for a relationship when I met him. So for me, it was more of catching up, because he's the one who, I don't know, so to speak, smitten, and he was trying to date me and pursue me. So mine came later on.
3 questions were important to me because I had come off a relationship. I think I was 1 year and a few months out of the previous relationship. And there were things that during my break from relationships, I decided were going to be very important for me.
So what I'd say attracted me to him is just his demeanor and the kind of person that he is, which came later on, not initially.
Hiya. All right. Needed to start with the T.
The T, literally.
So, a set of 36 questions. You have a couple, I have a couple, but we will answer all of them. And then we have an apparent 4-minute stare down that I'm quite interested to see how that will go. Me, I know you've never been able to look at me rather, for more than 1 minute without going.
Wow, wow, Marto, wow.
Oh, nakumbuka tukianza venye ulikuwa ukinisumbua.
Cheza chini.
Tunaingia kwa matatu najaribu kuongelesha mtu tu ameangalia tu kando.
Listen.
You are struggling kwa matatu, mtu wako.
I was blushing because I liked you. And I couldn't believe I liked somebody this much. Coming from, you remember the kind of mindset I had at that time.
Yeah. Question number 1. Are you living the life of your dreams?
In some ways, yes. Especially in the family front. I feel quite blessed.
Am I living the life of my dreams? Not yet. Not yet. But I'm on the way. Everything is aligning towards the big dream. Everything, I'm on that path.
Have you ever stolen anything in the past? What did you steal, Marto?
Hey! I don't want.
You have.
Me, I don't want.
You have to.
Is it too late to say no to these questions?
It's late,
yeah.
Answer.
Where have I? Yes, I have stolen.
What?
Gosh, how? Really?
And when?
So I have stolen
And
from.
why?
I have stolen from my mom when I was a kid. I stole what I thought was 500 shillings, but it was 1,000 shillings to go and kuharibu closing day nikiwa prima. I have this. I've stolen from a supermarket.
Oh my!
With my friend
Marto.
George Alan. Na
Oh,
tukashikwa.
yeah!
Na tukashikwa.
Ile time you stole pencils, right?
Yes, pens and pencils. Ideally come. Tumepatiwa pocket money tununue pens. I think we're in Form 2. We're like,
Form?
Yes, Form 2.
Form?
Yes, Form 2.
You had sense in your head and you went to steal from a supermarket.
We paid 5 times the amount of
Good for
those.
you.
5, like literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Good for you.
So have you ever stolen?
Oh my goodness, first of all, I can't believe. I can't even reconcile the 2 Martins that I know. Like, wow.
Lessons learned. That
Wow,
is why
Marto.
nowadays I don't. Yes. I only steal glances.
Have I ever stolen? Wow, I have always been a teetotaler. Like, I think nilichapwa sana. But in high school, I remember opening day, my mom bought me 5 pairs of socks, white. Dorms zilikuwa zimefungwa. So I put my shopping bag together with the rest hapo kwa mlango because I saw everybody else was putting their shopping bags there. Na nikakimbia parade. For the evening, after parade, I found an empty shopping bag. Me, I did the same now. I went to do shopping in the hanging lines as well. And I was shaking. You should have seen me looking, who's going to see me? Because I didn't have blouses, I didn't have socks. I felt like it has been done to me, I'm doing it as well.
Ulikuwa ushakuwa head girl?
No.
Oh, ulikuwa head girl na head girl aliiba.
No.
Mimi nisijajiwe. What would you do if fear was not a factor and you could not fail?
I'd probably do more than what I am doing now online. Like I would have a docket or a segment where I host something, you know, and talk about issues. Because I love talking, I love writing, I love having conversations. So really I'd have something like this and not be afraid or concerned about views, about who is going to come to my so-called online show.
Yeah.
That's something I would do.
Me? I'd run for president.
Serious?
Yes, if fear and failure were not a factor, I would run for president.
Wow.
Because there are so many things, like we have these conversations, there are so many things about this country that irk me, that I would hope to change. And so far, that seems, probably it's not, but that seems to be the only seat that has the relevant power to change things.
You think so?
No, I'm saying that is what seems. That is what seems to be the only seat that has relevant power to change things. If fear and failure were not a factor, that's what I'd do.
Okay.
Yes.
What grosses you out?
Other than stepping on excrement with bare feet, I really can't think of anything else.
What grosses me out are dirty bathrooms. I cannot stand a dirty
yes,
bathroom and a dirty kitchen. I cannot, like, I can't stand those things. And you know this, I can go to somebody else's house and start cleaning their bathroom and their kitchen.
What is one attribute of your mother or father that you see in yourself?
Positive or negative?
Yoyote. Yoyote.
Wow. I'd say empathy from my mother. My mother is very empathetic. She's known. This is something that everybody who's met her says. The way I like keeping to myself, the way I like my personal space, the way I don't like other people's wahala, my dad.
My mother, it's the embrasure of people.
Definitely. What?
That I got from my mom. Definitely that I got from my mom. Now, as far as my father is concerned,
you don't see yourself in him in any way.
Have you met? You've met him, yes?
Yes.
What might you say you see in him that is in me?
I'd say your dad is very focused. That's one thing. The few moments I've met him and interacted with him, your dad seems like a focused guy, somebody who is very articulate. Like, I know what I want and I'm going for it. You have that.
Okay.
You have that.
I would say I have that, but what you see as focus with him, I see as him getting rid of everything else.
When are you
on
need
the
therapy?
side.
Therapy. Call. We need to a number to call. 08000 therapy.
I go to the next question.
What is the scariest thing you've ever done? The scariest thing I've ever done is have a family.
What do you mean? Oh, okay, I see.
This has been very scary. Like setting out to be a wife and a mother, creating the dynamics of a nuclear family, which is not what I know. This is not what we come from broken homes. I am an only child. Okay, my dad has other kids, but I grew up with that dynamic where it was just me and my mom. So that's all I knew. This is scary to me because one, divorce rates are very high.
True.
So the fact that we are still married and the fact that I still intend to be married to you forever is scary to me because I know it's not easy. There's so many dynamics in life that can affect that union. So this is scary to me. When it's not scary to you?
It actually is not. I wouldn't say that scares me because you remember even when you told me, rather when we suspected you're expectant, then you went, we agreed we test together, then you went and tested first, then you came back and then after, of course, weeping for like 2 hours, you came back and said, yeah, so it's confirmed. Probably one of the things that that scared me, I'd say, was on the day that Marcus was being born, our son, that day in the hospital. I remember I was kicked out of the delivery room. I think that was one moment where I was like, wait, anything could happen and I am not there. Probably that's one of the moments I'd say, okay, fear settled in me. I was like, oh gosh. So I was just waiting to hear, typically what I see on TV, to hear the slap and the cry. Then when I just heard the cry, I came into the room. Yeah, I'd say that was one of the moments where I was probably scared because
you need to dig deeper.
I think probably, again, I'd say is I have fear of things that I have no control over.
Now you're doing the work. Now you're digging deeper. Now you're doing the work.
I have fear of things that I have no control over. How did your mother and father meet? Do I know the story?
Well, my mom's a nurse, my dad's a doctor.
Yeah.
My dad was doing his not internship. What do the medical students, after we graduate, wanapelekwa to a government hospital? What's it called? There's a word, not internship. There's something ship. And my mom was a student nurse at, is it Nyahururu Hospital or something? Or Malindi? I can't really remember well, but they met in hospital.
Yeah.
They were both doing their, nikikumbuka jina nitasema, my dad was doing that, my mom was a student nurse.
Yeah.
That's how they met.
Okay. My mom's aunt, the husband to my mom's aunt, and my dad, I think, were friends. Yeah. So when my dad, one day, wakiwa tuna, we were based yake, met my, akaona maadhe, I was like, hey, okay. Si mind, Evo. So that is how they ended up together. I think that is how they met, from the story that she's given me.
When's the last time you cried and why? I am so interested kusikia.
So I cry when I am acting.
Come on. Dig deep.
So with you, I've never cried.
I've never seen you cry, and that is worrying.
Why is it worrying?
Are you a psychopath?
No, I am not.
Do you know psychopaths are very smart to the point that they know how to mimic human emotions?
No, I just have other ways of dealing with pain.
You are the definition of men don't cry.
When somebody I considered my father and my mentor while in Campo, his name was Dr. Ezekiel Alembi, when he passed on. I was still in campus, we went to his funeral, and being that he's the first person I spoke to when I wanted to change my course from maths and business, and he encouraged me, because that was a very big decision that I needed to make at that time, especially because nobody understood why. Yet right now, I am living that path. So when he passed on, it was like one weekend we are there laughing together, and then the next he's had a stroke, the next he's passed on. I was like, yeah, I think that was the last time I can remember clearly having cried.
Well, for me, every week I cry thrice. If I could, I would be crying every day. The last time I cried, I think, was yesterday. I don't know if you noticed it, when you came home yesterday, I had a heavy energy.
Najuanga.
I just have, again, this is nothing new to you. I'm in a space where I'm a bit confused about the direction my life is taking in terms of career. On the family front, so yeah.
And who would you like to have a closer relationship with?
Closer?
Yeah.
I'd say my dad, because
Same kadumbele.
Because I feel, and unfortunately, I feel like the window period passed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And this is nothing new to you.
Yeah.
He wasn't there when I was growing up.
Same.
We reintegrated when I was 11, going to visit UG with my grandparents. And based on the stories that have been told by my mom, it was my grandparents, God rest their soul in peace, insisting on me getting reintegrated and being known by that other side of the family that actually made us have a relationship. So I'm like, huh? You know? So already there is that. Then him not being around. But I would say, my dad wasn't around, but he actually took me to school. He paid my school fees and all that. So he was a remote control dad.
Yeah.
We don't have a relationship per se.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
Yeah.
And the window has passed because now I am a grown woman with my own family.
I wouldn't say the window has passed.
There's distance.
But I would say this.
He's all the way in Botswana.
Yeah, but he's still alive, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's still alive.
Yeah.
And he can still talk to you.
And he's willing.
And
on
he's willing.
His end.
Exactly. So for as long as there is that window there is that opportunity, the window will stay open.
That's true.
You just need to see what you can do across the window. For me, almost the same thing. But then now, the relationship dynamic between a man and their father, a man and their father is a bit grander because I've already formed myself to the man that I am without him. So I am a different man from the one who he is. There are no meeting points so far because I had to call out. I had to call out the man in me myself. So I am not influenced by the kind of man he is. So na wanaume wawili ambao hawakubaliani vitu mingi na kuwagani vita. So I would say probably he'd be the one person I'd wish to have had a closer relationship with. But then unfortunately he's not interested. And I'm like, I won't fight it because he has his life that he's living, doing his own things. He has moments where he's like, my son, I'm proud of you. But then more often than not, it's like,
That's
yeah,
what a
you do your
relationship-
life, me, I'll do my life, yeah. But,
Yeah.
you know.
That's sad. but-
Tunachoma.
That's sad, but anyway.
Aya, endelea.
What is one thing you wish that you were really good at?
I wish I was good at understanding what people feel and saying the right thing. Because I feel I get it wrong so many times. Like if, for example, you express yourself to me about one thing that you feel, but then I don't get exactly what you're expressing, and I respond in the wrong way.
It doesn't happen just with me.
No, not
You've
just...
gotten feedback about that from other people.
No, not necessarily, because I think probably, we've had this conversation before between Daddie Marto and Martin Githinji, yeah? So, as Martin Githinji, I feel that's one of my biggest, one of the things that I feel I'm really failing at. And I'm trying.
I don't think you're very emotionally intelligent.
Probably those are the words that I was lacking.
And
yeah.
another aspect is your personality comes into play. Because I remember I told you, you have an aspect from your dad where you're focused on one thing. You have tunnel vision in most times. Not all the times, but most times. So even when somebody is communicating to you, your tunnel vision is, this is
what is the bottom line?
Yeah.
Yes. Then I miss everything else on the side. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is one of the things I wish I was good at. Yeah. What about you?
What I wish I was good at is that I am too emotional. I feel everything. So sometimes I don't know how to compartmentalize what I'm feeling or hold off what I'm feeling to focus on what needs to be done.
Now that's me.
Now you see, that's where we are opposite.
Now that is me.
Because if I was able to do that, what I'm feeling wouldn't hold me back from so many things that it has helped, it has saved me, it has protected me, but it has also held me back from quite a bit. Yeah.
If you could afford anything at this moment, what would you buy?
A house! I want a house! And help my mom to complete her house.
An island.
Why?
Because it has a house?
The island does not guarantee to come with the house.
You see, I could afford anything.
And when the tectonic plates of the sea crash and the island sinks.
If I could afford anything, I could put dams around there.
Nobody can beat the sea.
But Holland has technology.
Utaishi kwa island peke yako.
But you
Mimi na
see,
Marcus tutakuwa hii side nyingine tutakuwa tukiwa hi.
I could afford anything. Tunaweza ijenga sasa.
Ferrying us.
Exactly.
With a private jet.
If I could afford anything.
Okay.
The question is if I could afford anything.
Sawa, si so basi.
Yeah.
What is your favorite childhood memory?
I had a pretty solid childhood. Like I was okay as a child.
Nothing stands out.
So I had a lot of good times. Of course, there were bad times. I think one of my favorite memories was, I'm not sure if it was the first time, because I didn't grow up in Nairobi. We grew up in Isiolo. So I think one of my favorite childhood memories was, I think there was a time we came to the mall in Westlands, and that was the first time I was on an escalator. Is it an escalator or a lift? Your stairs ni escalator ama ni lift?
Escalator.
Hiyo ingine ndio lift.
The lift is the house we get inside.
Actually, I think hiyo ndio escalator. Lift ni hiyo ya stairs. Yes.
Really?
Anyway, tulikuwa kwa hiyo stairs ya kupanda na kushuka. And I remember specifically the mall because of that statue of a guy diving. There's a huge statue that's usually at the mall. And I only remembered that it was a mall when I came back sometimes, I think while I was in Campo. Nikitembea tu Nairobi nikaona hiyo statue. I was like, wait, this is where I was when I was a child, because I could not remember exactly where I was as a child, because Nairobi tumekam. Actually, say tuishi Nairobi, tunaishi Roiro. Bado hatujafika Nairobi bado. But anyway, I remember that as my favorite childhood moment, because I remember we were spoilt that time. We really had a lot of fun. My mom, my brother, and I. Ice cream here and there, to biscuits, hapa na pale. Small, simple things. Life in Isiolo was okay. Just when we'd visit Nairobi, oh man, it was grand.
Well, my favorite childhood memory was, do you know I was dyslexic, or I am dyslexic? As smart as I am, I've not always gotten straight A's. There's a time getting 30% in math was, we would break out in dance with mom. Yeah. So I can't remember when the shift happened, but I just did an exam. And I just, like, it's like my mind opened up. I couldn't even read in class. I was one of those people who would, like, repeat and stagger on a word. Yeah. But then something just happened to my brain, and I became so bright all of a sudden.
And then you read very fast now.
I know, I know. So
I couldn't tell you have been dyslexic.
My favorite memory was when I came home and showed my mom my report card, and she could not believe it. She could not believe that Niko number 2.
What is the greatest goal you want to achieve in the next 5 years?
I want to figure out me. I want to have a clear path of what I am meant to be.
I feel I will have really achieved something if I have the right people around me to create a team that would make things work organically. People who know what they are doing, who love what they are doing, and we are working towards the same goal, whatever it will be. Next, yours?
What did you want to be when you grew up?
I started as I wanted to be a doctor. Then I wanted to be a lawyer. Then I wanted to be a scientist, specifically scientist, because by then HIV was killing people, so I wanted to discover the cure for HIV. Then at some point it changed. I realized, oh wait, I want to be in the film industry, specifically do things behind the camera, because when I was a child, I was watching, there was a series that used to come on KBC called Hollywood Highlights. I remember that limousine that would just do this and that and that. And then I was like, wow, this is how movies work. As much as we enjoy movies, this is how movies work. So I didn't specifically grow up knowing I want to be one specific thing. But you see, when I eventually started my path as an actor, I realized all these other things that I wanted to be, I could be. But now, in a communicative way. But one thing definitely I'd say I always wanted to be, that I am right now, is an edutainer. An educator and an entertainer.
For me, it started superficially. We grew up in an era where every parent was pushing their child to be a professional.
Yeah.
So that's why things like, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, but you don't even know the first thing about being a neurosurgeon and all that. Those were the superficial things we always said we want to be. But really, personally, I wanted to be successful. I wanted to escape my childhood, because remember, I grew up quite poor. So and then I got exposed to the other side of my family who are quite well off. So I wanted that. Are you truly proud of the person that you are now?
Oh yes. Yeah.
I know.
As cocky as that might sound, I am happy in my skin. I am happy because I have learned to accept myself for my flaws and my successes. So I'm on the right path. I'm on the right path.
In short, you're proud?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Are you?
In some ways.
So you're not?
In some ways, I'm proud. I'm proud of being able to achieve what I've been able to achieve on the home front. It's not easy being a mom and a wife. The fact that I still have a family, I'm proud.
Yeah.
Tea time.